Hello, welcome to the next episode of our Code Club. The first one should be on at the moment on our archive, which covers how to make a rock band. It's a good idea to watch that one before this one. It's going to be glossing over some things that one goes into a bit more depth into, so worth watching that one, just so you're up to speed. So, first things first, we are going to make a scene set in space. So I'm going to need three things. One of them is not a cat, unfortunately. We're going to click on the sprite button. I'll show you that again in a second. I want a rocket ship. The sprite button is this little cat face down here. So rocket ship is in place. I'm also going to need the Earth. There it is. There's the Earth. It's a bit bigger than the spaceship right now. Or the spaceship is a bit bigger than Earth. So if we click on the spaceship and go to size, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to hit 50%, so it's going to be 50% of the size it is at the moment. Nice little small spaceship there. Now click this backdrop button next to the cat button, and we're going to need stars, and that'll give us our little space scene. So we'll get everything else sorted out here. If we click the rocket ship, you can click up the costumes here, and that way you can change things about how the spaceship looks. You can put some of these together to make it look like it's spinning, almost. It does a little bit, doesn't it? We're actually going to use this one. I'm going to get rid of the smoke, though, just because I don't need it right now. If I click on the spaceship, we're going to grab the little handle at the bottom. And I'm going to turn it right, so it's facing to the right. A little thing extra here as well. If you see these numbers underneath the spaceship change depending where it is, because those give the coordinates, so you know where each sort of place is on this scene. So 0, 0 is somewhere right in the middle. So we're going to be using some of that in our coding later to tell objects where we would want them to go in this scene. But we have everything set up, so let's get to that now. So if we click back on code, the first thing we're going to want to click is in events. There's this when the green flag is clicked. So that's kind of like our go button. So we can click that and it'll do all of the things we programmed it to do. The next thing we're going to want is if we go to motion, we want to go to and we're going to say, we're actually going to say, I actually quite like where he is right now. It's a good space. So we're going to say it's about minus 175 by minus 175. And he should end up, we can actually test it here if we hit the green button. Oh, he's off the bottom there. That's fine. He's coming from space. He's coming from outside of where we can see. That's how big of a trip it's been. For looks, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to say, I'm actually going to take this one. He's just going to say hello for 2 seconds after he shows up. So again, anytime you want, you just hit that button to test it. Hello. That's what it does. We're then going to go back to motion. And then we're going to pick point towards there. And you could pick, say master, we picked the Earth. So if we just hit that, he's going to go, hello. And then 2 seconds later, he will point towards the Earth. Oh, and lastly, we have to get there, don't we? So, what we're going to say is, we're going to glide to, actually what we're going to say is, we're going to glide to 0, 0, because I just wanted to move at the moment to the center. So he's going to say, hello, rocket ship's going to move, and it moves to the center. And if we hit the button again, he goes back down to the bottom left, and goes all the way up there. So, spaceship talks, moves towards the center of the screen. Perfect, that's halfway there. We're halfway to the Earth. So, let's see if we can get him the other half of the way there. So, let's try something a little bit different. So, we're going to actually get rid of this. Let's just move him aside from him. We don't have to delete him. Could move him over there to get rid of him. Could just hit the delete key. But we're just going to move him there for now. In events, or is it events? No, control. It's in control. We can hit repeat. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to do 2 things. We are going to go back to motion. And, oh yeah, there we are. I'm going to move 10 steps. I'm just going to say about 4 steps. And then, so he's going to move 4 steps, and he's going to do something else. Because we want this to look professional. We have professionals here. We are going to say, change size. I'm actually going to say change size by -1. So that means every time that spaceship goes forwards 4 steps, it's going to get a little bit smaller, and it's going to do that 10 times in a row. So, the other thing we're going to do, actually I'll show you afterwards. If we just hit this now, you'll see what I mean. As the spaceship goes, oh, he moved it a little bit. He went, oh. Let's try 100. That should get him a bit further. That did. Might not be enough steps. Let's say every 10 steps he's going to do that. Also, I don't know if you noticed, he didn't get back to his original size, so I've got to add that in here if we're going to do this extra thing. So if back in looks, we want the first thing to happen after we hit the go button instead to be set size to 100%. Because that means every time we do this, he'll go back to being his full size. Which I realize is not what we want to do. Because we want to... He was 50% early, wasn't he? There we are. We're getting close. So, once he's at the end of it, we're going to add another one of these at the end. And we'll say, I've made it. And that's how you know he's landed. But I don't know if you noticed, he just went a bit further there than we needed to. So there's other things we could do. We could say that he was going to go straight there. I think it's more fun if we just say that. So he says hello, he flies to the Earth, and he goes, I've missed. So my mission to the Earth wasn't quite successful, but I'm sure with what you've learned here, you could be able to figure it out. There's some more options here, so you could have said he could have used the glide function all the way to the Earth. You could do the move steps procedure I was doing to make him smaller, and just use the right amount of steps. So have a go. We've gotten pretty much the groundwork here for how to do this. It's just I decided it was funnier if he missed the Earth. But that's half of this, is you understand why it's doing something, and you have fun. That's maybe more important than the destination, but who knows? Let's see if you can get to the Earth. If anyone does manage to make a code that lands them on the Earth, share it in the comments underneath this. It'd be really cool to see it. Alright, thank you very much. We will see you next week, if not before.